everyone. My name is Ruth, Ruth Kwizera. I am coming in from Gatineau here in Quebec. And yeah, so I've been living here for a while. I basically grew up in Canada, but Rwandan and family is very much involved in the Rwandan culture. So yeah, I read the book in the School of Resilience by Frida Umuhoza, and it's a very very profound book about a young child who went through this traumatic event, and how I could say it is that my young child had to grow up really fast, and she kind of had to grow up in the genocide as well. During the genocide, she had to grow up. She had brothers and sisters to care of. So you can kind of see all throughout the book how she grows as a person, how she grows spiritually. She doesn't shy away from talking about the spiritual aspect of her trauma and how she overcame it.
So can you find us a passage from the book that struck you particularly and read
Um,
it?
huh. I didn't prepare specifically a passage, but there's from page, yes, so from page 81, page 81. Where is it?
Or is it a specific chapter maybe?
Yeah. So basically she says on page 81, she talks about hope. And it says, all hope that my father was still alive was finally extinguished. All hope that I might see him again one day was obliterated. So it was kind of as if she was still walking with this hope to meet again with her family, but she knew that it wasn't going to happen, but that small hope that was left, it was finally obliterated when the news was told to her. So you can just really see a child seeing what's going on, seeing with her brain, but still trying to hold on to her heart and still keep that hope, and how it was through time, it was slowly being shattered, it was slowly being obliterated time and time again.
Hmm. So we have, I hope we have the author on the line, Frida Umuhoza. Frida,
Yeah, I'm here.
great. So tell us where you're calling us from and a little bit about yourself, and then we'll let Ruth ask you her one question.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Frida Umuhoza, as you've heard. I'm calling from Melbourne, Australia. So it's around 3 a.m. here. I haven't slept because I wanted to wait and not sleep through my alarm. But first of all, I just want to say thank you to Phil Bell and Humura and everyone. But most importantly, thank you to Ruth, who's presenting my book. So I think writing is a bit of has been a bit of a journey for me, because I think the book you're reading is the second edition. So I've got the latest edition, which is same, obviously, and it's really impressive to see that young generations who are reading the books and who are interested in knowing the story of their own, not just our story as survivors, but their own, because that's your story as well.
Hmm. Do you mind telling us how old you were when you left?
So you mean when I left Rwanda, or when the
Yeah,
genocide
yeah,
happened?
yeah.
So I was born in a family of 6 children, as the book does show that. And when the genocide happened, I was 14. I had just turned 14. So it was just a few weeks after my birthday, actually. I was home from high school, and I was like everyone else, we had gone home for Easter holidays. I had 3 brothers. I had 2 sisters, which all of them, so all my 5 siblings, my grandparents, my parents were all killed on the same day. And I was buried alive with my entire family. For those who will be able to read the entire book, I was buried almost the whole day with them. And then later on, I was rescued by a young man who worked for my family. And the journey of pain that was before and during the genocide, then I think was now starting to actually really live that journey of being a sole survivor of my family as a teenager, and also going through the trauma. But at the same time, as Ruth has talked about, the journey of healing, which, you know, all of us are survivors and a second generation as well, we are all still healing together. And so, yes, I lost my entire family on the 7th of May.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I find it's important to sort of contextualize each survivor author. So,
Definitely.
So very quickly, your one question,
Mhm.
Ruth.
Yes, so Frida, I had many hundred questions for you, but if I
One.
could, yes, the one question is, you talk a lot about forgiveness, the power of forgiveness, but one thing that really struck out throughout the whole story of of how the genocide went for you is that the people that you once called neighbors, the people you once called even family that were really close, workers of your parents, your grandfather, some of them betrayed you. And so basically, when you were young, you kind of saw people that were once in relationship with your family, in relationship with you, betray you. So how does one go on to create relationships after and keep trust, and be vulnerable again?
You picked a very good one, didn't you? I think if I talk about forgiveness, it's really a complex issue within the society of forgiveness, of survivors, and Rwandan society as well. Because, I mean, you're right. How do you talk about forgiveness, and how do you talk about trust and coexisting together with people who hurt us and broken our lives in a way that you can't actually undo what they have done? Because, I mean, one morning you wake up, you were a daughter, you were a sister, you were a grandchild to someone, and then the next minute you're not. You have no family, you have nothing left. They've taken you home. Not only did they want to take you home, but they also wanted to take our memories, because let's not forget that not only did they kill our people, they also wanted to kill our memories. When they go on banning pictures, when they go on banning everything that you own in the house, that is exactly wanting to erase even your own memories. Some survivors have no photos at all. I'm lucky enough to have a few photos that my mom used to send to her cousins who were outside the country then, and I was able to have a little bit of the families. But there's a lot of people who don't have any photos. But I would say that forgiveness has been a very long journey for me, and it's not it's not let's say, like, it doesn't have an end. It's something that you grow into, and you have to relive it every single day. And I've had to train my mind and train my heart to not carry hate, and to not carry wanting the sense of wanting to revenge. I think once you give up those desires of wanting to revenge, which our government has done very well, actually training and talking to us and asking us, our president says he's asked us the hardest thing, which is survivors, to give us to give that to offer that forgiveness, because we were the only one that had something to offer. But I would say that it is a journey. It is no feelings, because if you went about feelings, I can wake up one morning and I just feel awful and I just have an awful day. That doesn't mean that I'm gonna pick up the feelings of hate. I have to on that day, I have to be intentional and remind myself, hey, I've given this gift to myself, and that gift of forgiveness, not only did I offer and extend to the perpetrators and to those people who hurt me, but I've also extended it to myself, because I don't want to wake up every day and give them that joy of seeing me bitter. I want to wake up every morning and be a better person, grow. I never wanted to grow old. I'm 44 now. I never wanted to grow old and be in my 60s and 70s and be a bitter old woman that my grandchildren do not want to come to my house or anyone doesn't, or friends don't want to be around me because I'm a bitter person. So forgiveness has been a very journey for myself as well. It's somebody says unforgiveness is like drinking a poison and expect your enemy to die. So it's really, if you didn't forgive as a survivor, you are the one killing yourself and expecting the perpetrator to be hurting when they're not. So
Thank you
really,
very.
and again, yeah,
Oh,
and I
sorry.
heard somebody say,
Yeah.
yeah, I heard somebody say something today that really, really touched my heart. And as fellow survivor said, the revenge, the better revenge for us was to move on, was to build our lives. That not that we wanting those desires of revenging or whatever, but the revenge, the proper revenge for survivors was to work hard and rebuild your life in honor of your family, in the honor of your family, but also not to give the perpetrator a joy of seeing you sinking where they wanted you to be. But if I come back again, it's also a gift from God. I don't think any human nature forgiveness comes to us easily. No, I think if somebody does something awful to you, you want to pay back. That's the nature of a human being. But forgiveness is God's nature. And as a Christian and as someone who believes in God, I have had to fall on my knees and ask him again and again, even every single day. That doesn't make me a forgiving person that comes to me easily. No, I have to humble myself every single day to have that grace and extend that grace to myself and to others. So I don't know if I answered your question, Ruth.
Thank you very much for that. We've gone over time, but what you
I'm
said,
sorry.
no, don't apologize. What you said was very profound, and I'm sure that it's going to inform, other people who have to think about things like forgiveness. Thank you so much, Frida and Ruth, and good night. Good
Thank
night,
you.
Frida.
Thank you so much.